Hey everyone, welcome to part 2. If you saw yesterday's video, we drove down this road, we unclogged 2 really big culverts. They had a blockage in front of them, and then the small stream eroded a bunch of sand and rocks. It completely filled in the entrance of the culverts with 3 feet deep of sand. Once we started unclogging, it quickly eroded all the sand, lots of noise of rocks tumbling through it. It was really fun. We continued down the road, unclogged yet another one. Then we found a tree across the road. Didn't have the chainsaw on me, so we backtracked. We went all the way around because this is a mountain road. It goes up high elevation, then it comes back down. So we went to the other side of it. It had a little bit of a snowbank blocking it. We drove through the snowbank. We drove down the road less than half a mile, got the vehicle stuck, had to use the winch, 10 more feet, got it stuck again, eventually got to an area with pavement, turned around, coming back, it was a bit more difficult because we had to go back up a slippery hill with like 2 feet of snow. Didn't look like 2 feet, but it was packed, that's why, which made it even worse. Kept spinning out, had to use the winch about a dozen times or so. Eventually got up to a spot where I was able to power through the rest of the snow. So we were unable to complete the road from the other side. The snow is just too deep. The other side of this road, the elevation gets so high. Look at this tree. That's gonna fall on the road pretty soon. But we got the chainsaw because we're gonna get that tree out of the road today, and we're hoping to continue down the road and look for more blockages. There's always blockages in this area this time of year. It's a spring thaw. This area here we're driving had over a foot of snow a couple days ago. We had heavy rain, lots of snow melt, lots of rain, blocking the culverts nice and fast. We had some pretty interesting uncloggings yesterday. Well, today I think we're gonna find more. First, we have to get a tree out of the way. And as we're driving now, we're doing some good inspections. Last night, it was dark. Now we have about 4 hours of daylight left, so couldn't come back last night with the chainsaw. It was just too far to drive back to my house and back. So here we are, the next day. And let's wait for that tree. This is actually the blockage last night. Look at this. See how there's no snow? Look how clean the road is. No debris. The flooding over the road is what completely did it. Let me show you out the window. So right here, there's 2 3-foot culverts. And you see where the sand is here? This was level all the way across. Yep. We got rid of the blockage. It eroded it out of the way completely, which was awesome. Still doing good. We'll check on it again in the future. But look up there. We have more blockage that's going to come down. Look at the blockage up there if we zoom in. That's holding up another 3 feet. That's like a dam, completely filled in with stuff. Once that breaks, oh wow, there's probably, realistically, maybe 100 tons of rock. That's not even an exaggeration. Not even. That would this would be many tandem dump trucks full, this stream bed. That's very full. Wow. And that blockage there, I'm realizing now, is actually making the river back up. That's why it all goes through the woods. It makes it spill out of the riverbed way in advance. Yep, these pipes are actually big. If you didn't see last night's video, I'm going to actually get out and show you, because some people might not believe how big these pipes actually are. Yeah, they are actually 3-foot pipes. You see this? They're pretty big. And they were completely filled all the way up here with sand. Level with this. You see how that's all built up like a dam? That's making it spill, making it not even go to the culvert. So if road crews come out here with an excavator, they honestly should probably remove that, dig this out a bit to prevent these issues from happening. This whole area flooded. And it destroyed the road a little bit. The asphalt's starting to fall apart, but road crews do plan on replacing this entire road at some point. It's on their bucket list. Last night, this was a plunge pool. We filled it in with all the sand we released. Now it's starting to dig it out again. The next big storm will push that. It'll empty the plunge pool again. So that got crisscrossed and all the sand built against it. Those are pretty big pipes. I had to walk through one of them and dislodge something. That was a little tight. Take some of this stuff out of the way that the river placed here. All right, everyone, so yesterday, this is another unblocking we did. See how the road's nice and clear? Water was going across, it cleaned all the debris, and we basically stayed and watched all the erosion, so yeah, it cleaned itself out. Here's some snow. Might have to start using four-wheel drive. No, not yet. And coming up around these next couple corners, now I'm gonna use four-wheel drive. We have a tree across the road. How far are we gonna be able to go until the snow gets deep where we would get stuck like last night? Maybe not too much further. I'm just actually trying to see a very specific pipe that some people might recognize that we call the thirsty tree culvert. There's a tree that's probably blocking 2/3 of the pipe's diameter. Just curious about that because it's always blocked. We're gonna go check that one out. Just gotta be careful now because it could become slippery. Last night I actually was bottoming out. Here we are. We gotta get the chainsaw out. So we'll be the first vehicle beyond this point, so we just gotta be careful. We just gotta get this tree out of the way. I could have probably winched it, but I'd rather do the chainsaw, so. All right, I'm just gonna stop right here. Get the chainsaw out real fast, shut the car off. All right, everyone, let's start this chainsaw up. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says 3, but I usually 6 or 7. Starts it more reliably. Let it heat up for a second. I think that'll probably do it. Let's drag it now. Every single year, this road has a lot of damage. I'm just gonna put it over here into the ditch. The DOT comes out with a truck with a big claw, puts it in their dump truck, takes it away. That's some good hardwood firewood. Very heavy logs. I probably moved a little bit more than I needed to. Let's see if we find any more trees further down the road. Let's see how far we can get today. All right, so we're gonna continue down the road now. I honestly think we might be able to get to the spot we got stuck last night, but I'm not gonna dare going up that hill again with 2 feet of snow because I don't want to winch a bunch. But as far as the eye can see, I see bare asphalt, so let's keep moving. All right, we got that out of the way. That was a very heavy tree because that's hardwood. Most trees that I cut down are softwood, things like balsam fir and pine. But now we're gonna continue on down the road, see if we find more. Maybe we'll find some blockages down here. See if we can find some more. Gotta take it really easy because this is kind of icy right here. Well, there's another tree in the road, but we don't have to touch that. We can just go around it or maybe even over it. I think this might be the spot we wanted to go to, or it's coming right up. It looks familiar. Just gotta be careful because this is a little bit icy. You don't want to slide off. Just drive around that. On the way back, I might want to investigate this area because it looks like water's been going across right here, meaning the culvert might be clogged. We'll take a look at that on the way back. It's not flooding, but maybe it was just over capacity, because a lot of the culverts on this road are stupidly undersized. Yesterday on this road, we didn't really see any ice. We got stuck in deep snow, but this higher elevation must have had a freeze last night. But we're definitely the first vehicle of the year down this road because of that tree. There's no other tracks here. Anything you might be seeing, they're old snowmobile tracks. But actually right here, this is where I wanted to be. And it's very, very flooded. This is the location of the Thirsty Tree Culvert. It's quite the adventure to get here. Yeah, look at the water going over the road. Yeah, the Thirsty Tree pipe is clogged. The main pipe that's supposed to be taking over for it is also blocked. Yeah, we're gonna get out and do an unclogging right here. It's gonna be a double unclog, and there's 2 pipes there that need it done. Let's see if we can go a little bit further. Once it gets scary, I'll start turning around. There's typically not any more blockages on this road. Nothing severe. Sometimes, we'll see. I gotta remember, it's been a very wet year. Consistent flooding over and over. Let's see what the road looks like up over this hill. Yeah, I think we're gonna turn around. It's not that deep, it's just very slippery. I don't think I want to take the chance anymore. So I think I'm going to turn around right here while I got a little bit of bare asphalt. Let's see what's around the next corner. Actually, I think I'm going to take a little walk. I think there's something that kind of floods right up here around that corner. Yeah, I do think that's one of my next locations. Yeah, I don't want to take this anymore because it's kind of slippery with deep ditches. I'm going to move over to the side just in case. I doubt anyone else is going to come down here. All right, everyone, we left the truck a few hundred feet back, and these are some culverts I've definitely done in years past. We got this one here, which by the evidence looks like it's plugged. So the water's no longer going under the road. It's going down there and going to that pipe, which I've also found plugged in the past. This road's got major frost heaving. Look at this. These are rocks that the frost starts trying to push up through the road. So we're gonna try this culvert now, which, see, wow, that's a very small, that looks like it's only a 12-inch metal pipe. Stupidly undersized. And on the other side, can we see it at all? Or is it gonna be a mystery we gotta find? Oh, nope, there it is. And it's only half out of the water, so we can definitely get it flowing, but it won't be that much. Let's go ahead and do this really quickly. All right, everyone, here we go with this really small culvert. That was very quick, everyone. Got that one done in just one good pull. Wow. Let's go take a look at what it looks like on the other side. All right, here we are on the other side. That's flowing real good. Here's what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like after. A whole bunch of good flow. Now we're gonna head down the road about 50 feet to another one that's often clogged. So by unclogging that, looks like most of the water is now being taken by it. Got a nice little waterfall. Look at all the leaves and debris up in the woods. Next storm, it'll come right back down. Why do they use a 12-inch pipe? It's just cost, very cheap. Maybe job security for the DOT, maybe. That should have like a 3-foot, 4-foot pipe. A lot of these should. So now we just reduced almost all the water going down here. You see how the leaves way up here are wet? It's got like a fifth of the flow it had. So we're coming down here. Does not look like there's a blockage. I'm noticing the snow on the road isn't melted in a way. It doesn't look like it was flooded. I found this one flooded in the past. Maybe it was just neglected for years on end. But let's take a look. We definitely reduced the water going down to it. Yes, I do see stuff in front of it, but considering all the water's going through it, we're not going to increase the flow downstream at all. maybe for a brief couple of seconds, but that's about it. I can see grass pushed over right here. It was going down to yet another culvert. We should walk down and check that one in a moment. Let's take a look at this nice mossy stream. Very nice. Let's get down and take a look at it. Yeah, I'm not even going to use camera number 2 on this. I don't think there's going to be a difference. All right, everyone, let me get this out of the way real quick. All it takes is a couple of sticks, blocking it, leaves get packed against it. All right, everyone, it's nice and opened, and we're getting a little bit of erosion now. Look at the sand, that little dam built up. We're even gonna get a few bigger rocks start tumbling towards it. Anytime you have a dam, even a dam that small, you're gonna get sand built up against it. Just like those culverts we saw yesterday, where it started eroding, literally 3 feet of sand. We probably flushed through in weight well over a couple tons last night through those pipes. It's gonna run a little bit dirty for now. The flow probably increased for a few seconds. Flow is quickly back to normal. Let's take a walk down to the next pipe, because obviously this pipe couldn't handle the flow either. You saw that you have a whole little creek, and it's just going to that tiny pipe. That one there would look like a 24-inch pipe. Why so small? Never understand that. Just cheap. So here's another culvert pipe. Where is it? Okay, this one we might set up camera number 2, and yet again it goes down to another. Well, keep on checking until we get down to the bottom. Okay, this one looks like it might have a good blockage. All right, everyone, so we have a little bit of water to release. We have a pool of maybe a foot of water. It's going to be a quick release. There's really not much water continuing down here. None of this water is overflowing from the last pipe I unclogged. It's just groundwater. So it's going to keep trickling a little bit, but it looks like we have a whole log stuck in there. It's going to be like pulling out a plug. So we're about to unclog this in just a moment. Yeah, there's a whole log in there. Let's see if I can just pull this whole thing out. It's going to be like a giant plug. All right, everyone, I make a noise for camera alignment. It really helps during editing. Oh, look at this big plug. All right, we're all done. Most of the water's already gone. It's gonna go back to just a little trickle within the next 30 seconds or so over on camera 2. Just drained it down. It's funny, that big log got stuck in there. Imagine the force that there must have been to drag that. So we'll take a little look at the evidence in just a moment. All right, here we are on the other side. The initial blast is gone. It's just gonna go back to a small trickle because it's only groundwater. Look at this interesting tree down there. It's like a little loop. It looks like it got partially uprooted. And you see how the end of it is kind of busted? It looks like maybe the trimming crew kind of uprooted it and it started growing, and it's been trimmed and cut multiple times since then. All right, everyone, there's that big piece of wood I just pulled out of there, and we're right down the road, maybe 50 feet. Here's the next culvert. Just a couple sticks. You see, if this was left here neglected, it'll just keep filling it in. So we removed a couple sticks for preventative maintenance to make sure we don't come back here to a bigger blockage, which could wash out the road. This one actually looks like it's trying to eat away at the edges of the pipe. Nothing's gonna happen on the other side of this one, not even plugged. Let's check the next one here. I still don't see any evidence of it actually going over the road, but still a good amount of water was going down this ditch. You can see areas right here where water was dragging debris down into the ditch. The ditch just has so many sticks, and a lot of them have been there for years, you can tell. Poor road maintenance. And looks like we have a culvert here. Let's see what we got going on. We might unplug this one in just a moment. Actually, this flooded before it snowed. You see all the clumps of debris here? At least that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, it was before it snowed, because that snow right there was not packed at all. That would have got taken away. So this had a big flood at some point, but that was last year. And I don't think we're going to proceed any further on this road. I inspect this road every year and have never found a problem beyond this except the one we got last night right where we got stuck. I don't think I've ever done this one before. I've never seen a plastic pipe on this road. Unfortunately, that's what the DOT is most likely going to install in replacement of these metal ones. They don't do very well in the mountains with freeze and thaw cycles. If they install that, they're dumb. But hopefully that puts some good metal ones in. So I think I know where the pipe is. Let me quickly set the camera up. Then we'll head down the road and we'll revisit the thirsty tree culvert. It's gotta be where all this stuff is stuck. Yeah, there we are. There's just so many sticks, you know, I try to pick up some of them for preventative maintenance, but there's just too many. It's inevitable. It's gonna clog again. The pipes they're installing are just too small. And now everything feeding this is groundwater. So we just released a little bit of water built up, and it's quickly gonna start reducing in flow. Yeah, everything on this road, they should have much bigger pipes to handle this, so debris can just flow right on through it freely. Here's the other side, flowing a bit better, much better than it was. You saw the initial blast, that was kind of awesome. Notice how the whole woods, there's piles of leaves wrapped around all the trees. There was a major flood. Can you see us? This whole thing from that big tree down there, not this one, that one back there, all the way down here. Do you really think that that much water could fit through this 1 foot pipe? Maybe that's an 18-inch pipe. Still, there's so much water that comes through here at some points of the year. They should have like 2-3 foot pipes next to each other, maybe a 4 foot pipe. They need serious repairs on this road, but yet the DOT, they already put their plans. I made a video last year when they were inspecting this road. They spray painted on the road at every pipe, whether or not they were going to replace it and what they were going to replace it with. The majority of the pipes, they're going to replace it with the same exact thing. A lot of them, they're going to upgrade from 12 inches to 18 inches. That's just not going to cut it. You can see the evidence there that this thing is a torrential river going across the road at certain times of year. Yeah, they shouldn't be putting a little culvert like that in. It's just ridiculous. All right, everyone, we're back to the truck. We're gonna turn around, backtrack to the thirsty tree culvert. All right, everyone, we're back to the area of the Thirsty Tree Culvert. We've made a lot of videos here over the past 4 years or so since we discovered it. This entire road has been very, very underwater. This whole area where it's clean of debris was underwater. This was the edge of the flood where the clumps of debris are clumped up. So this little stream here, it took over this entire road. So everything from that stream is supposed to be coming out of here, but instead it was a little waterfall going down in there. I wish I'd see it during one of those times, but it's yet to ever happen. Down there, very deep water was going over this road. See, for the debris to get this high against this pole, there was at least 4 inches of water going over the top of this. So how does the DOT think replacing this 12-inch pipe with an 18-inch pipe is going to make any difference when you have that amount of water consistently happening when it rains? Well, this one's plugged, I believe, somewhere underneath this big clump. We'll dig it up and find it. But first, we're going to come down here and unclog this next one. All this water is being diverted down here to what we call the Thirsty Tree Culvert. Thirsty Tree Culvert is at that tree right there. Looks like someone maybe hit it with their car. Now the water's going over the top of the road. Just a little trickle of water. But imagine when this water was going over the road over 4 inches deep. That would have been the sight to see. So it's all coming down here. It looks like the entire ditch has silted up. All right, it's down inside here. I got the big high boots on already. This is where it's coming out. Wow, there's extreme pressure coming out of this pipe. Look at it spraying. That thing's really spraying far. We got to unclog the end right there a little bit first and see what we can get to come out of there. All right, everyone, here we are at the end of the Thirsty Tree Culvert. Camera number 2 is now going. Woo! Now, it's very possible that the blockage is right here because 2/3 of it are blocked. There might not be really any blockage at the entrance. Let's poke at this and get this out of here first. And it may release everything. Let's see. This looks like it's going to be a fun one. Under a lot of pressure. A lot of stuff in here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's really far through the pipe. These leaves are super packed. There's a lot of pressure in there. Is it pulsing or anything? Yeah, it's very packed. It's gonna be a bit. This one's under a lot of pressure. Doing it by hand might be the way to go. It's very cold water. Oh, that's helping. There we go. There we go. Whoa. Doing it by hand definitely loosened a little bit up. I'm just worried once we get current, there's going to be an endless supply of leaves coming in from the other side. I think I'm seeing the end in sight, maybe. Oh, there we go, I think. Whoa. Wow, there we go. Look at it go. Wow. It's like opening a fire hydrant. Wow. Look at that blast go. That's the best we've ever seen here. Let's go look at the entrance. Yeah, the entrance wasn't clogged at all. But we gotta keep an eye on it. It's sucking over so much debris. This would actually be a dangerous one to get down in front of. So we're gonna let that settle down for a minute. Making a big whirlpool at the other side. Take a look at that whirlpool. Not gonna last long. But look at the debris it's dragging over in the drainage ditch. Just give it a few minutes and it's gonna stop blasting like that. The water's already completely off the road. Wow, the amount of leaves, look at this. I can just catch them with my hand. That's awesome. You're never shutting that one off. It looks like it's already starting to settle down a little bit. I think it's safe. We can go to the other side and inspect where it's going in. Yeah, that's already settling down. That was the best unclogging ever at the Thirsty Tree. So you gotta understand, from the end of the pipe all the way over to the start, that water is pushing against it. That was being held there probably with hundreds of pounds of force. Maybe even more. Couldn't even budge it. But look at what we did downstream. Look at that. It's flooding as far as the eye can see. Awesome. Let's try to do some improvements at the start. Yeah, no longer dangerous at the beginning. The suction has been broken. There's nothing even here at the beginning. There's a lot of leaves coming in here, yes, but absolutely nothing in front of the pipe. There's just so many leaves. When there's this much pressure going through it, it's kind of hard to get blocked. But during the times of low flow is when it gets really packed up like that, so it can't flow at other times. Yeah, this ditch has so many leaves in it. This is why we unclogged this one first. If we unclogged that one up there first, we'd have no pressure here to work with. We'll just send a little bit through, clean it up a little bit. A lot of moss and stuff. While we're here to make sure the other end doesn't get plugged. Don't want to send any sticks or anything like that through here. Alright, nothing's blocked. doing really good. This issue mainly happens because the pipe is just so small. And let's go look at the other side one more time. Just about settled down. Now this culvert will completely 100% stop flowing once we get the other pipe. Because this water's not even supposed to be getting diverted here. It's supposed to be going through the other pipe. Nothing is blocked up, we're all good. We'll come take another look at this pipe once we get the other one done, because this one will probably completely stop flowing. All right, everyone, let's go walk down the road to the other one. Here's what this location looked like before. And here's what it looks like after. But during its peak flow, that was awesome, the pressure coming out of there. Here's what the entrance looked like before. Here's what it looks like after. The entrance didn't even have a blockage. It was all being backed up because of that tree at the other end. That was a tremendous amount of pressure in the pipe. Now let's go up the road and see if we can stop all this water being diverted down here. So you see, from the water going over the road, we just completely made that stop. But it caused a bunch of damage to the edge of the road. Asphalt pieces all the way down through the woods. This was a raging river not too long ago. But now everything's nicely back down in the ditch. We're going to try to get all this water to stop. Now this one here has been crumpled for years by an excavator, but they're going to replace it. I thought they were going to replace it last year. They didn't, but we'll still have issues here if they stick with their plans of replacing these with still very undersized pipes. So let's get to work on this other one. All right, everyone, we're ready to start this one. It's somewhere underneath this big pile of debris. Once we start making the water murky, it might be a little bit difficult to see it. All right, everyone, we're gonna try one more time. The water's so murky and we don't even know where the pipe is. This one doesn't have any marker. The ruts in the road don't even line up to it. We've discovered in the years past. We're gonna try this again. I took my jacket off for now. Nothing? Now anything?
I hear something.
Did I get it?
I hear something.
I think I got it. Maybe. No?
Mm-mm.
Is
A
it
little
start?
bit. I hear it's getting a bit louder. There you go.
Yeah, I still don't even know what I did exactly. I pulled a stick out of something, but I don't know where it is. I'm a little closer though. found it. I found it. All right, everyone, that water is really, really cold in there. Got a little whirlpool there, lots of current, very cold water. My arms are numb. The water in the drainage ditch has almost stopped. Pretty soon it's gonna stop. I think this water that's coming down the little waterfall will be able to fit through it. You can see the circular motion there. Very nice waterfall. It's like steps. One step, bunch of steps, all the way up there. Oh, the whirlpool's getting bigger. Look at that. Making a big slurping sound. And now, take a look at this. The drainage ditch is now working in reverse. Look at that. The water's coming back to this pipe. Pretty soon, this entire pit's gonna be empty, and I'll be able to show you the culvert. It's in very bad shape. Probably only a little bit more than half of the pipe is able to accept water because of the idiot with the excavator. Most of these pipes you see, you're able to open them up by hand within minutes, but they gotta bring out an excavator for some reason, and that's why this one's so hard to locate. It's all crumpled. It's really hard to locate compared to a regular one. But now, look at the end of this. The riverbed is now full of water, flowing really good. Here's what the end looked like before, and here's what it looks like now. I'm gonna wait a minute before I give you a before and after of the other side. We're still waiting for this to drain back completely, and now it's very obvious that the water's coming in slower than it's leaving, so it will completely empty. Oh, now you can actually start to see the crumpled culvert pipe. That's what that is. The whirlpool's about to go away. Couple more inches of drop, and the suction's gonna be lost. We still got a little bit of water here reversing. So that thirsty tree culvert, when we visit that in a couple of minutes, it's gonna be basically shut off. Barely anything's gonna be coming out of that except a little bit of groundwater. But you see the abundance of sticks, leaves, more debris that can just come down. This thing, it's inevitable. It's gonna keep getting plugged. Why would they put a 12-inch culvert in a spot like this? Minimum 3-4 foot culvert. I don't know why they think that's a good idea, but this is about to break now. No more whirlpool. We'll come back here in a few minutes. Let's see how we're doing down the road. No more water in the ditch. Remember when we started, this whole ditch was full of water. It was going over the road. When we got here, here's what it looked like before. Here's what it looks like after. We've been here enough time that the road's actually starting to dry up a little bit. There was enough current to put things like that in the road. Let's go visit the thirsty tree. We've been visiting this one for years. Still a good amount of water coming out of it as the ditch continues to drain, but it's not like high pressure like before. Here's what this culvert looked like at its peak, and here's what it looks like now. Barely anything coming down the ditch at this point. Just a little bit of residual water draining, and groundwater, of course. Spring is on the way. Look at the buds about to open up. All right, we're back at this culvert. This is about as low as it's gonna get. Again, residual water because it was backed up really far into this ditch. Look at all the debris though. You see, a storm is just gonna plug this thing back up. That's gotta be taken out. with an excavator. But the fact is, it's very, very dumb having a 12-inch pipe. See, it's crumpled maybe about half of its diameter, but it's taking it pretty well. The amount of debris around it is insane. This thing could get plugged 20 more times with the amount of debris just within feet of it. Never mind what this river will bring down. Now that it's drained back probably over 2 feet, look how pretty that is. It's like stairs covered in moss. Look at that. It's like stairs. Look at all the sand on these ones. That's so cool. Is that only moss? Yeah, it's just moss. There's probably rock under there, but it looks really nice. Yeah, look how much we drained. Over 2 feet. Maybe even close to 3 feet, because this was up in the road before. Wow. It's going good. So here's what the entrance of this pipe looked like before. And here's what it looks like after. And this is how the flow will stay. It's calmed down since its peak. And here we are. About to head out for the day. It's about to get dark. Well, maybe we'll go look for more floods tomorrow. A lot of this stuff's been going on lately. Alright everyone, we're about to go by that tree again we cut up earlier. And that was really, really fun, the one with the high pressure thirsty tree culvert. That was really exciting. The rest of them, they weren't the most exciting, but I have never seen one under pressure like that from the exiting end. That was really incredible to see. I hope today's video was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. A little bit slippery around here, especially now that temperatures are starting to drop again.